Alright, hello all you crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, and welcome back to Harvest December. So, in the last part, Yuki and Masaki had a fight, and Ren made them reconcile, for lack of better words. And in this part, well, we're gonna read the epilogue, or at least part of the epilogue, depending on how long it is. I looked down at the ground and noticed the snow had begun to melt into a slush. Ren! Ren! Yuki was standing in front of Inukai's car, rubbing her cheek against Ren in a last goodbye. In her arms, Ren was gurgling happily. She didn't seem to mind the least. Perhaps she had grown accustomed to Yuki's way of showering her with unabashed affection. Or perhaps she sensed the change in Yuki's heart. I hoped it was the latter. Bye, take care! Mizuho and Kohai waved casually. Come visit us again, or Yuki's going to suffer from depression, Sune said as she poked Ren in the cheek. I stood a few steps away from Yuki, letting her hold Ren for as long as she could. I'm surprised, Inukai said. She was standing right next to me. Ren actually seems at ease with you two. She really does that with strangers. What did you do to her? Or rather, you should ask what she did to us. She... what? What did she do? Give her babysitters a good scolding. I didn't give her a clear answer, but she nodded as if she was satisfied. Here. You're paying me here, now? I received a paper envelope she handed out. You've put in too much. Consider it a bonus, she grinned. Inukai walked towards Yuki, there's too many characters in this, I swear. Inukai walked towards Yuki and lifted Ren from her arms. Almost instantly, Ren closed her eyes and drifted into a peaceful slumber. Oh. Yuki shook her head as if admitting defeat. Can't beat that, I smiled wryly. I'm her mother, after all, Inukai told Yuki kindly. Someday you'll be a mother too. And then you can be that mother that makes somebody else feel exactly the way you do now. I will. It was time for Ren to leave. Here, hold her one last time, won't you? Thank you, I said as I reached out for her. I genuinely felt grateful. I held Ren in my arms. See you again, I said simply, and handed her back to her mother. You've changed. I got invaded, I laughed. Inukai got into the car and gave us a wave. And just like that, she drove away. Ren! Yuki cried, her shoulders shaking from her sobbing. For a moment, I thought she would run after the car, shouting for her to come back. Her dear, dear Ren. Yuki! She turned towards me with her crumpled red face covered in tears. You did good, I told her, perhaps a little too late. She stopped crying. She rested her forehead on my chest. Then she pressed her face into my shirt. That's another picture from that introductory video at the beginning of every chapter. I needed to hear that earlier. Sorry. But I'm glad you told me now. My arms swayed by my sides. They weren't meant to comfort her, to hold her and give her false hope. I repeated that to myself. But, oh, by the way, this is the, super epilogue music. But one arm didn't do as told and reached out to circle her. I patted her gently with one hand. I was so half-assed. Wait. Yeah, I don't know what he means by that, but, oh, look at those two, they're forgetting us again. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. Nah, Masaki doesn't have the guts to give us a good show. Mizuho, Sune, and Kohai teased us in the background. Yuki stayed silent. I decided it was time to let go. Just as I was about to step back, let's make one, Yuki said. Make what? A Yayako, of course. When she lifted her face, it was beaming with newfound determination. She wasn't trying to force me to accept her plans, not anymore. Her face said she was going to wait for as long as it took. Wait, let me go! I found it was a lot more effective than her tactics before. It was dangerous. You're the one that's not letting me go. Oh, help! We stayed together for a while, side by side under the clear March sky. The snow under our feet slowly but gradually melted away. The seasons were changing. And I was totally ready for a sentence to follow that up, but apparently not. Oh, it's not. There's more. The footsteps of spring were coming. It came with the slightly cold wind blowing through the sun-warmed air. The breeze would curl beneath her feet and scatter away. Misaki, I'm almost there, she whispered. Her words dissolved into the wind. The air was light, warm, and sweet, but air was also what typhoons were made out of. Okay, that's an odd comparison to make. And that's it. Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to end this off here because I don't want to dive right into Typhoon in April just immediately like that, but what was that about? Exactly. I think we can safely assume that it wasn't talking about Yuki. Was it what's-her-face, Shiro? Or is it... It referred to the speaker as a girl, right? So it's not that boundary kid from January. Speaking of which, are we gonna see him again? I kind of want to see him again. He seems cool. Maternal September. Uh-oh. Well, this is going to be an interesting second half of the year. I can tell just by reading the titles. Yeah. My name is Dragonite. I hope you all enjoyed that. And I will see you all later.